One of these cost $10 and one of them cost $100. $10 spaghetti meatball, $100 spaghetti meatball. Is this 10 times better? Let's see. We're starting with the $10 spaghetti and meatballs, and just because it's not expensive doesn't mean it won't be your favorite. So we're gonna start with some sauce. So I'm gonna make a homemade tomato sauce, and I'm gonna show you just how easy it is. Starting, can of tomatoes. Right in the pan. A little garlic powder, about a tablespoon. Let's make it 2. Tiny pinch of red pepper flakes that you put on pizza at the pizzeria. Tablespoon of dried oregano. Pinch of salt. And a little bit of olive oil. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot. Is there anything in here that you don't have at home or that you can't do? Of course not. We're making it easy here and under $10. All right, so while this is cooking, let's put together some meatballs. Ground beef. You can use ground pork and beef. I like just ground beef. So we don't want to overmix our meatballs. Just spread it out on the sides and walls of your bowl a little bit. Why are we doing this? Because when we season it, it's going to drop everywhere, not just in one spot. These are these little secrets that make a $10 dish taste like $100. First, some salt. I like just some kosher salt. Notice how I'm sprinkling it from high above so the salt goes all over. Again, I love to repeat the same flavors. So garlic powder, little bit of red pepper flake. I don't add pepper. I just add some red pepper flake. Dried oregano again. Notice I'm sprinkling and it's going all over that meat. A little bit of chopped parsley, a few sprigs. So parsley's cheap, but with the tomato, it adds like this earthy, grassy, fresh taste. We need one burst of freshness, and for $10, we can afford it. Little pecorino cheese, grated, some dried breadcrumbs, a couple tablespoons, just to hold it together. The egg, I just want to mix it. Lightly beaten, a tiny of scrambled eggs for breakfast. So the egg, the breadcrumb, and the cheese kind of link up, and they tell the meatballs to behave themselves. It's like the teacher, school principal. You see how gently I'm just kind of mixing? It's almost like, when you run your fingers through your hair one last time before you leave the house? You're like, I look good. Don't run your fingers through your hair. But same idea. Just rake the meat so that everything goes through it, right? This isn't pressing and kneading the way they do in like a mob movie. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands and then we'll make meatballs. All right, so I make a little mini patty, a little dollhouse meatball, and I flatten it out because I want it to cook quickly. Why do this? Whenever you make a bigger batch of something, meatloaf, meatballs, anything, fry a tiny little bit off and taste it. That way you can know how the whole batch is gonna taste just from sampling a little bit. Instead of making it a big mystery at the end, like, I wish I added more salt. You spent the money and the time on those ingredients, make it perfect, right? This is my little Iron Chef trick. Here's my little patty. Just taste a little piece, see where we're at. Does it need anything, right? Because we don't often get it perfect. Not even me. I'm glad I tasted it. Honestly, this needs a little more salt, needs a little more garlic powder, a little more oregano, basically everything. And now for the fun stuff. We roll and we round. It's like almost a wiffle ball, but bigger than a golf ball. Piece of cake. It's actually a piece of meatball. They don't have to all be perfect. I kind of like those little imperfections and ridges. If you're rolling the meat a lot, you're overworking the meat. Don't do it. Notice, by the way, that I'm more pressing. I'm not working it a lot, just a little roll. Beautiful. These are browning. Let's recap for a second. Meatballs browning, yum. Tomato sauce bubbling, pasta water cooking, spaghetti and meatballs, and now I'm just gonna drop the pasta, which means we have like 8 minutes or so until dinner is ready. Salt that pasta water, and you'll see when you drop the salt in, the water bubbles. I get asked this a lot. Should I salt my pasta water when the water's cold or salt it when it's hot? What I do is I salt it when it's hot. I don't want to boil down all the water and over salt it. Now look, see how my pot's not big enough? Just wait a second. Because as the pasta is submerged in the water, it'll bend, give to the hot water. When I do this without a camera, it works. Nah, it's working. See that? And don't worry if you don't have a pot big enough. You got about 8 minutes until that's done. If you think this looks delicious, wait till we make the $100 spaghetti and meatballs. All right, pasta's cooking. Tomato sauce, I'm just gonna add one little ladle of that pasta water just to loosen it up. That's something I always do. All right, the great moment of combining everything. So we've got our sauce and we just... And then just shake it a little bit. Here's a boiling water hack when you're cooking pasta. You know when you're cooking pasta and it's about to overflow like this, it's getting too hot and whatever else, take any metal or cold instrument in your kitchen and drop it in the water and it'll just sink for the temperature change. So if you see something bubbling over pasta, just run over, throw a ladle in it. Don't freak out. Don't let everything overflow. It's gonna be fine. All right, what do I look for? I'm just cooking spaghetti. You've cooked it so many times. Now I'm gonna toss the spaghetti in the sauce and let it hang out for a minute. Now we talk about letting meat rest, but I like to let my spaghetti and meatballs rest, and that costs nothing. So we want it to be bendy, right? We don't want it to be like snappable because then we know it's still raw, but we want a little tooth on it. We want a little chew factor. We're at $9.99. Let's drain. Pasta draining hack. I feel like a lot of chefs say, oh my God, save your pasta water. But you gotta have something ready for it. So I split like any little old thing in the sink. And before I drain, I just pour off some of that pasta water, starchy deliciousness, and now I can drain the rest of my pasta. Got it? Give your pasta a gentle stir just by scooping from underneath, just to make sure it's not sticking. Did we put olive oil? Did we put anything? This is water, salt, spaghetti. Bye. See ya. Should I pour this right in just like that? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Notice I'm using literally like spoons. You don't even need any like utensils or anything. See how I've got like two? It's almost like kid gloving the pasta. And we did all this in a skillet. Kind of cool. So where we brown those meatballs, all that delicious flavor from browning the meat, guess where that is? It's in our sauce. Right? Look at that. Tiny pinch of pecorino. Tiny bit of that pasta water. Just to make sure it stays, you know, a little bit saucy, not dried out. That's what that's great for. Okay, I know I'm just about to make $100 pasta, but what in the world would make you think this is not enough? Does this not look amazing? I'm gonna eat this whole thing, and I kind of like the skillet vibe. All right, for all you people out here watching, normally if I were by myself, I would just eat this right out of the skillet. I'm gonna try to be worth more than $10 and be civilized about this, so I'm gonna make a plate. You did this. You think I made it, but you actually made it. There's nothing you haven't done or seen before. You see that round outside? Mm-hmm. $10. You've made it 10,000 times, you just don't know it. Pasta? Okay. Okay, spaghetti, pop off. And then a little bite of that meatball. Was so good. It's amazing how much work just some garlic powder and dried oregano and an egg can do. Those red pepper flakes, they didn't make it spicy. They just lifted it up. This is really good. This is going to be hard to beat. Are we going to beat it? Can I make something that's a little bit better than this with 10 times the money? We're going to have to see. This was close to $40 at the market. This is a steak you pop on the grill when your in-laws aren't visiting and eat yourself. And we're gonna grind it, make $100 pasta taste like $1 million. I'm gonna take this steak, I'm gonna turn this into this. So all this is just ground up ribeye. Almost $40 worth. Now, let's remember those techniques we love that are so easy. Look at this ground ribeye. All those little bits of fat, beautiful beef. Spread it to the sides and the bottom, nice and easy with a spoon. All right, up around the sides. Same technique as before, very different ingredient. Salt, first salt. Nice and high, all over the meat. Fresh parsley, quite a bit. Garlic powder, couple tablespoons. So far, all of this is the same except for the ribeye. Little pinch, sprinkle that all around so it falls everywhere. Red pepper flakes. Parmigiano Reggiano cheese that I grated myself. This is more expensive than the pecorino and for a reason. And by the way, Since it's $100, I'm putting it all. I want you to know that if you make these correctly, you will barely see beef. Okay, an egg. An egg just holds it together. A little fresh garlic. 3 cloves minced. I just like to whip the garlic and the egg together. I don't know why. And by using a liquid vehicle for my garlic, when I pour it, it spreads over more. And if I just drop the garlic right in, there's a garlic meatball hack for you. Pour that right over. A little bit of panko breadcrumbs. They're a little bit more textury than the plain dried ones. About 1/3 cup. Pinch of salt. Pinch more red pepper flakes just so it looks like we're doing a lot because this costs $100. A little more garlic powder because can't have enough. Here we are. I haven't mixed it at all. It's already looking like a meatball. And getting ready. Just a little olive oil warming up a skillet. Because I'm going to do my meatball hack that I always do, no matter how much anything costs. All right. Mix. Mix. I'm not working it very hard. I'm just bringing the meat up from the bottom. Now, interesting thing. The fat content in this ribeye will make these meatballs feel completely different. Richer, fattier, more cohesive. It's really just going to be a question of whether the taste is 10 times better. So I've already spent 5 times the amount of money as the other ones. We're going to see if it's worth it. All right, so I've got my little patty. Give it a taste. Wow. That Parmesan cheese, that really makes a difference. I'm not going to do much to this. I'm going to add a little more garlic. I want to amp up the garlic with that steak. I'm going to add a little more parsley for Dad. I'm going to add a pinch more salt, pinch more red pepper flakes. See, it was almost perfect. I'm just adding more of everything. I think we're ready to brown. A little olive oil on the bottom. And I'm going to drop these meatballs in here. Notice I'm pressing and rolling only a little bit. So even with a ribeye, sometimes you just need to adjust, right? And even when I'm making it, just like you're cooking at home, adjust your seasoning. The point is this. $10 or $100, make your food taste good by just doing a little tester. You see where you're at. I'm gonna wash my hands, then we're gonna get started on the sauce. Let's get started on our sauce. Extra virgin olive oil, say 3 tablespoons, and some sliced onion, just 1 onion, a big one, just sliced up. Squeeze the tomato paste. Don't put a lot. Onion, the tomato paste. And what's happening here is the tomato paste, that almost candied, caramelized tomato taste, is frying up beautifully into the base of our tomato sauce. I don't know, is meat enough, like meatballs or ribeye? I don't think so. Let's just add a whole container of pancetta. Basically salted pork belly. It's like you take a pork belly in Italy and instead of making bacon, you roll it up. Or let it hang a little bit. You know what happens? Delicious ass. It's not smoky like bacon, but it's salty. You add such a richness. Add more garlic. 3 more cloves. You want to squeeze the garlic from the tube from the supermarket? I'm not going to judge you. I have that stuck in my fridge. Go for it. I like the texture of chopped garlic or grated garlic, like on a grater. I'm not going to cook that too long. Just cook it a few minutes until the onions start to get like tender looking. And the tomato paste will get kind of agitated. It'll be like, yo, don't overcook me. I'm already cooked. And that guanciale is in there. So even though this has a few more ingredients than the last one, same idea. We made the meatball the same way, sauce the same way. There's just a little bit more ingredient and a lot more, I don't know, really delicious. Can of tomatoes. I added whole peeled tomatoes. I love whole peeled tomatoes. Why? Whenever you buy canned food, the more whole the food is, the better it is. These look really good. I see we are pretty much done. I'm gonna take the meatballs out. They're basically done. I have a good amount of grease in there. Might be a little bit more than I need. We want it tasty, but not too fatty. So I'm gonna pour out a little bit, but I'm gonna leave a nice layer of grease in there. And I'm gonna add white wine. $100 after all. Remember my rule, salt your pasta water. Fancy pants pasta, spaghetti in the water. All right, splash of cream in there, because it's just, the cream is gonna mellow out and round out the edges that overly acidic note we often get from tomatoes. It's also delicious. Remember that white wine? We have just like a little bit of that white wine left, right? Let's put those meatballs back in the skillet with the white wine. Just glaze them with a little bit of sauce. All right, let's drain. You got some Guarnaschelli shake with rain. All right, we got our meatballs. Pasta right in there. Yeah, let's coat it with that sauce. You know, it's one thing to listen to someone talk about food and cook it. It's another thing to just look at food. Don't you think?
Jesse, don't shoot me, just this. Sorry, I couldn't wait, Chef.
What?
Couldn't wait.
Well, hit your pasta water. Food is so good. I don't know how. I don't know what people are doing all day with their life, but like this is all I could do. There's no tricks to what I did. Everything I did, you saw. Little basil. Get your basil plant that you have lying around in your kitchen. I know you got one. Some basil leaves over the top. Just drop them. And you know what's really good that people don't do is like the tops of the stems that are tender. Throw those in there. And all the little leaves, they're the best ones. Arms.
John.
I don't know. Is it better? Obviously, I love the $10 pasta. It's my recipe. Let's see how the $100 one measures up. Looks good. I can't believe what that white wine does. I love the cream in here. The fresh basil, the cream, the Parmesan cheese. That ribeye. Forget it. The ribeye, to me, that's the thing. So all of you want to know which one is better, the $10 one or the $100 one? And I have a winner. The winner is the $100 one. That ribeye, that cream in the sauce, the pancetta, the Parmesan Reggiano cheese, even the fresh garlic and the fresh everything just took it over the top for me. This is divine. Both delicious. Make them both and you have 2 dinners for $110. But this one is a winner. You know what? This was 10 times better. In fact, more than 10 times better. Try it.